Yankee Stadium can't even hold 70,000 people. The capacity is 54,000. 70,000 is larger than the population of Beverly Hills and Atlantic City. A combined population of 68,000. It would take 120 Boeing 747s to hold 70,000 people. Heck, it would take 1,750 school buses to transport all of those people in that group. 70,000 is 5 times more than the people that work at Spirit and 6,000 less than work at Delta. I feel like that just makes sense. The entire student body of Harvard University is 3 times less than this group. What's the student population, you ask? 23,000. If a group of 70,000 people can operate in the shadows on an app like Telegram, but TikTok is going to get banned, that's not how it should work. If the government is really trying to protect us from terror, every single person in that group needs to be on a list. End of story.
This is the one story that's been on my brain the last week. Damn, that was my first thought. My second thought would be something along the lines of, is anybody safe? Then 3, and I do not mean for this to be vilification of anybody beyond those who were in that chat, but I wonder to myself, how many women are related to, in relationship with on any level, those 70,000 men? How many of them know about this type of behavior and they don't do anything about it? How many of them have suspicions, have seen text messages or browser history, pictures, and they're real about this kind of behavior that points to this kind of behavior and they haven't done anything about it? And again, my point is not to suggest that women are responsible for their behavior. To be clear, those men are responsible for their despicable behavior. I would just like to know how many of us could do something about it and we choose not to. I know from experience, there are women who will protect abusers at any cost because they're family or because they love them or because they don't want the world to judge them any more harshly than they already do. And to that, I say, fuck them. And if you protect those men like that, fuck you too.
Hola, 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 mis amores, ¿cómo están? Hi, hi, my loves. How are you doing today? So I'm back with another video, podcast. Okay. Posted in the shorts section, in my shorts section. Get caught up on the shorts if you haven't. I post a lot of updates on the community section as well. Don't forget to smash that like button for me. Okay. Love you so much. Don't forget to smash the subscribe button for me as well. And the notification bell so you don't miss a podcast every time that it comes out. Okay. Also, links are below in the description. The Patreon is now up. Take free newsletters. You can sign up for those at our website. Link below as well. All the other socials are also linked below. And this is another thing. I don't like comments that involve other content creators because this is what I then have to, in retrospect, deal with, is the BS that comes with that, right? So those are the quickest blocks that I do. 4B movement and married women saying that they support the 4B movement, yet they're married, or not even saying that they support it because there's nothing wrong with that, but pushing other women to do 4B and saying that it's the right thing to do, even though that, they're married. And so there was a commenter who kind of left a bunch of reasons why that seems like a contradiction to them, I suppose. And some of the reasons I agree with. I mean, it makes sense to me, right? Then this lady comes in and has the audacity to say to me, well, how could you support that? It's like, start your own channel. Start your own channel. And I'm the last person. Like, look, I am the worst. I can't even be employed. I cannot be employed. I can't work for other people. That is why I own businesses. I'm terrible at it. Okay. So the last thing that anybody can do is come to my space and try to tell me what to do or how to move, because the only thing that did was make me double down on certain points and I said, self, as this channel grows, what I need to make sure of is that these types of people are not here. But anyways, I digress. Hello. So let's go ahead and dive into this whole situation, okay? Because it's totally insane. It's totally crazy.
Warning for what I'm about to discuss. I just translated and watched the German documentary and articles from the research group that uncovered this situation, and it's even more horrifying than I expected. The vast majority of women affected by this is family members of the men that are planning these things. So that is their partner, that is their wife, but also their sister, their mother, their daughter, etc. Pause to read this. One guy writes, "My partner is drunk on sleeping pills, should be having some fun soon." A lot of the instances are being filmed for people in the group chat to see, and the men are getting the knockout medication online, according to the research group, very easy to get and being marketed as a male hair care product. But it's actually a combination of like 7 different drugs that people have never seen used in this way before that's going to require an entirely new toxicology report be created. And although this was uncovered by a German research group, by and far the primary language being used on this app is English. The entire documentary is actually on YouTube. I will link it and you can see it here. I recommend everybody watch it. It is in German, but you can just translate it. It's not that long. Put the closed captions onto English. Everybody needs to watch this. We all need to be aware of what's going on in our own homes, apparently. Big Turk.
70,000 from multiple countries sharing tips, which means they are doing it. Women in their households, wives, sisters, mothers, disguising this stuff as hair products. 70,000. I want names. Because now not only are women not safe out in the world, but we are not safe in our homes. What happens to one woman happens to all women. Just because it is not happening to you does not mean that it does not affect you. It does not stop here. This is not the number. This is just the number they caught.
This is why I'm single, because I don't trust anyone. Exactly. Can't do it. So sorry. That's why I always tell y'all, don't live with them. Don't marry them. We were never safe in our homes. Exactly. I've been saying this. I've been saying that. We've never been safe at home. Yeah. Let's let that sink in. Okay. Let's marinate on it for a minute. 70,000 males from all different countries. Yeah. They even shared videos of these assaults with each other, receiving acceptance, praise, and encouragement from one another. Am I surprised? No. It's everywhere. Boys and males in groups generally lead to women getting hurt. Whether they're in groups or not in groups, the males are just despicable by nature. They're just despicable by nature. Y'all, as my daughter was at a party 2 nights ago, and in front of everyone, some teenage male that she'd never met said to her, "Hey, are you a SLUT?" And laughter erupted. Not a single person called him on it. Anytime I write a post calling out males' tolerated behavior, I have to brace myself for the "that's not fair" or "not all males" comments. No matter how much love I may share for my husband or sons and brothers, I get branded a male hater for daring to generalize. It blows my mind how quickly women are to jump to the defense of males and overrepresent the minuscule amount of them who actually do stand in the face of misogyny and call it out. And here we are, 70,000 plus males sliding into a mass grape school DM like it's normal. Okay. And you know how everyone loves to try and appeal to men's conscience with, imagine that's your sister or your mother or your daughter. That just grosses me out now, because these males primarily do it to their sisters, their mothers, their daughters. Like, it's rarely going to be a stranger male that associates you. Just keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. I post about these types of things quite regularly in the community section. So make sure to stay appraised with updates and posts through the community section. Okay. It's usually going to be someone that you know, a male that you know, a male that you've let into your life, a male that is a part of your life for whatever reason. That's usually where the issues comes from. Can you imagine a woman is about to watch her friends burn down a house full of males, and males are trying to appeal to her to call them out by saying, imagine your father or brother was in there. It might, imagine your father or brother was in there. That wouldn't work on me, because I would just be like, but they're not. And as before they could even respond, I would light the match and throw the fire right on top of that house and burn it all down. So yeah, immediately. But the most vile part of the entire story is that the majority of these victims of these assaults in this group message were immediate family members that shared a home with the pigs, including their own mothers. What kind of hatred and evil has to live inside of you to commit something like that? There is no soul to appeal to. This is what I've been saying in my channel for the longest time, that we are literally stuck in a world of too many dangerous males, too many males that don't have the balls to say anything, and too many women who will shut down any woman who speaks up about males, or not all males. But not all males, except at least the 70K that were found this week, doesn't quite have the same ring to it. Exactly. And I'm sick of these types of women as well. The only males that like those types of comments are the deniers and the perpetrators. My heart and soul are with all the women who have been shut down, silenced, or criticized after being victimized or speaking up. I will fight with you until my last breath. Exactly. Yep. Not all males, but will someone please explain how we're supposed to tell them apart? I thought I had gotten to the age where I was invisible to the ones with bad things on their mind, but when a woman only a few years younger than me just disappears on a daily jog, none of us are safe. I'm standing with Constance. We have to stop keeping quiet. Period. Exactly. Sometimes I feel a slight urge to stand up for the good males because my husband is one, but then I realize I am, in fact, a male hater, and I have spent more time being victimized and emotionally abused than I have actually being loved. I only regret that my husband has to reap the unfortunate effects caused by other males. Yeah, it's a shame.
The fact that in the group chat where they found all 70,000 of those men, discussing ways that they have already essayed the women closest to mom, sister, daughter, all of the above, sedated them, giving each other tips and tricks. It's the fact that they were all communicating in English. I'm not really seeing that posted anywhere, which is interesting, because I'm not saying only one type of race knows English. Help me understand who these men are and what percentage of what of them are from where, because they're saying it's global. I want to know where. And they're using drugs to sedate women closest to them. So I feel like hospitals, doctors need to be on fucking high alert for this as well, because this is what we mean when we say it's all men, because it could be any man. And if you truly believe you are so far removed from this possibly ever happening to you, then do me a favor and point out 5 good men and then point out 5 bad men, and then explain to me, like I'm 5 years old, why you chose them the way they are, how you know that they're good men and how you know they're bad men, because I can't do that. And I can own up to that. And that's why I always I'm scared of all men, because it could be any man.
Where's all the charges? Look, okay. I made a post about this in the community section not too long ago, before I even was appraised of this story. But police is an illusion, ladies. Okay. You have to understand that everything is an illusion. Most of these people in the chats, what do you think their professions are? Most of the 70,000 males, or a lot of them, what do you think their professions are? You think what are the chances that there are no males that are police officers in that chat? So when you make these decisions to lock yourself in like an ancient contract, for example, like the marriage contract is completely ancient and stupid, you got to think about these things. What happens then? And the only ones that can protect these children are you, especially if you're going to keep bringing them here. And why are they not being charged immediately? This is what I keep saying, ladies, because the police are not there to help or protect you, most of those males are probably in that field because the world is ran by males. They protect each other. Yeah. Yeah, but they also have that nth room in Korea with 200K members. Males are just males regardless of the race. Yes, ma'am.
This comment is actually a response to a video I made about a woman in France who went in to get her wisdom tooth pulled, came out of the procedure pregnant. She found out a month later that she was carrying a child and she was essayed by one of the staff in that office. The group chat with 70,000 men, adults, minors, and everything in between isn't directly related to that, but it is all about SA and the culture in general.
It's me, Kathy Griffin. I do Pilates 5 days a week, and I go for this 2-hour walk almost every single day. And I live in a beach community, small town, and I really love it, outside Los Angeles. And so I was doing my walk, and I carry like this side sort of fanny packy thing because I don't want to put earbuds in because I wouldn't be able to hear somebody if they were like approaching me and stuff. 70,000 men. 70,000 men. That's all I can think of is that chat on Telegram with 70,000 men about how they're going to sedate women and rape them, including their mothers. Okay, so maybe that made me a little paranoid. Anyway, now I don't want to meet a guy. I'm just scared of him. All right, but I love working out and I love doing this walk. And so I look like a crazy person on my walk because I wear this big hat. I look like a beekeeper. I put my hair up on like a top knot because I just don't want my hair coming down. I have a ton of sunblock on. Obviously, I don't wear makeup. I'm freaking working out. So pardon me if I don't look like attractive to you at this moment, 70,000 men. Anyway, so I'm walking down one of the streets and then I see this guy with a long lens and I'm like, oh, paparazzi here. It's very unusual. So I was like, oh God, of all days, I guess was self-conscious. I looked like crap. So I'm getting close to the guy and he's obviously waiting for me. And I just wave because I'm thinking, okay, I'll give him a shot of me like smiling and waving. And I thought, well, of course he's not going to use that one. He's going to use one where I look terrible. And I as I was walking, he approached me and it wasn't just a still camera. It was video. And he was just really aggressive. And all he did was ask me about Trump. And what are you going to do? And what do you have to say to him? And then I realized I don't know who this guy is. I don't even know if he's a legit paparazzi. And then I said, why do you keep asking me about Donald Trump? And he goes, well, I want to know what you're going to do and what you think and this and that and the other thing. And I go, why? And he goes, because he's going to see this. And I go, why would Donald Trump see this? And he goes, oh, I'll make sure he sees it. And I go, who are you? And he goes, I'm an independent journalist. And I go, but who do you work for? Like, who would you try to sell this tape to? And he kept saying he was going to give it to make sure Donald Trump saw it. And then, like I said, I'm thinking about the 70,000 men. And I'm by myself. I'm a 64-year-old woman. You know, I got 1.5 lungs, and that's why I work out all the time. I'm always working on my lung capacity. I had lung cancer. Anyway, so I just, honestly, you guys, I got really scared. And so this guy was in my face with the lens, talking only about Trump, not asking me about any other like pop culture questions like a paparazzi would normally do.
70,000, babes. 70,000. 7 with 4 fucking zeros. 70,000 men. 70,000.
I can't believe the husband only got a 20-year sentence. So this male that's been doing this to the wife and stuff only got a 20-year sentence. And keep in mind that when you get a sentence for 10 years, 20 years, 5 years, 99.999% of the time, you don't serve all that time. 99.999% of the time, you can get out after 2, 3 years, 4 years, or whatever the case may be on good behavior or whatever. So most of the time, you don't even serve that whole time. And it just takes, and it's just one that we know of. Imagine how many that we don't know about. Exactly. It's always 10 times worse than we realize. Yep. People keep saying we need the names. They're not going to release the names. Males protect males. Keep that in mind. They will not release the names because these males protect each other. These predators protect each other.
70,000 men. Like, I know y'all already don't like women, especially black women. So I am curious to know, how did y'all come together and say, because we already see it every day when we get on social media, right? About men not liking women, because that's all they do is talk about women don't do this, women don't do that. Because 9 times out of 10, a lot of them want each other, right? And they just don't say it. So shout out to the ones who are open about what they want, their sexuality. Then you have those who don't want to, you know. But 70,000 men plotting to harm women.